Hello! So here is my OT in a quarantined world. Welcome to Residence of Aubrey. So I had Tobias, and Tobias had a, a lot of medical implications. What I specifically focused on was play participation and play exploration. The reason being that he is someone who receives a lot of services. So I don't necessarily only need to focus on his motor aspect. I don't necessarily only need to focus on getting him caught up for school. But I thought that it would be, since he is receiving so many other services, I thought it would be a great idea for me to kind of go back to the roots of OT and kind of see what I can get him engaged in occupation-wise. And he is a child, so his occupation is play. So I have a few things here. All of us kids are grown up now, so I had to scour around and I could not find any toys, which is fine. What I did find though is I have, so I'm going to count this as one, but I have this carrot, which is very pliable. And then this, what we could work with this and also this stress ball here is we can kind of work on grasp a little bit. The reasoning why I want to work on grasp is when you work on grasp, you can work with picking up toys. You can be using both hands at the same time. You could be doing bilateral integration. Again, for Tobias, he is at a very, very low developmental level. So, of course, I wouldn't be working on doing a puzzle piece or stacking blocks with him at this moment. But just to try to get him not only to explore different sensations. This one actually is filled with flour, and this is just a foam ball, which I'm going to get to kind of sensations a little bit later. But again, this is something that is not going to break. It's interesting, it's different, and it allows kind of for his spastic movements that he has. So it's not like he's going to get hurt because this gives really easy. So that is my number one toy that I would recommend. I'd like to pause for a second and go to the ACOTE standards. So I'm focusing on ACOTE standards 5.3 and 5.7. So 5.3, it is focusing on occupation-based, and as I said before, I am focusing on his occupation as being a child, which would be the play exploration and play participation. ACOTE standard 5.7 is the therapeutic use of self. I'm not going to give him these toys and expect him to know what to do. I'm going to get down to his level. I'm going to be playful. I'm going to imitate. I'm going to demonstrate. So kind of using my therapeutic use of self to meet him at his level and engage with him also can help him not only with a good therapist patient-client relationship, but also helping him with the play exploration and participation with working with someone else or doing parallel play. So yeah, I just wanted to take a moment to talk about the ACOTE standards. So this was my first one. My second one, so this has a lot of, I found this laying around my house. No idea where we got it or anything, but I thought it was pretty cool. So with this, there's a lot of different colors. So there's like the red side, yellow and green. One thing that I thought that would be really good is Tobias. It wasn't stated in the case, but it was something that I put in that he really enjoys different colored things. So especially working with gaze, that would be really, really helpful. And it's fun to look at. So having that meaningful gaze that also can help with transitions. So if he has a toy close to him, but he sees something over here, and kind of exploring. So kind of trying to have a meaningful gaze so that he can incorporate that into other playthings. And I just realized my other toy was over here. So this is a speaker. So one way, let me turn it off. I didn't have any music connected to it now. So what I was thinking is I could put like Disney music or I guess any music that maybe his parents play, or if not, we can kind of explore. Tobias does like sound and he does like music. So kind of what I was going with with this as well, with the bright colors, but incorporate sound. So also trying, so if I put it over on this side to try to see if he could do a sustained gaze, and then the same with the tracking. Again, this isn't specifically, well, he does have the strabismus, so it would focus on the eyesight, but using the eyesight to, and kind of support the strabismus and able to support his play. So that is my third one. So I'm trying to figure out what to do next. So, okay, I actually made these for my sister. She is a teacher. Well, she's going to be a teacher in May. She already has all of her certifications, just counting down the days. But of course I wouldn't have the cups in here probably because he doesn't have that grasp yet. But I have sensory bins. So the first sensory bin that I have, it has rice at the bottom and then cotton balls on top. So rice is typically a preferred feeling and the cotton balls are not. So the reason why I put these together is because you're trying to get to the rice, so you're automatically going to be desensitized to the cotton balls. Tobias did have sensory aversion, specifically to foods, but in the whole realm of things, it kind of was all encompassing. So, and also another reason is since the cotton ball typically is like, I'm even a little uncomfortable touching the cotton ball. It's not something that I prefer. So I made sure to make these all the same color just because, so no one's getting too overwhelmed while using this sensory bin. And again, I have these to scoop. And of course, this is something that can definitely be graded if he does get to the point where he can work on grasp, perfect, or feeding. We could also use different utensils in this to scoop up the rice. So that's my first bin. I counted both these bins as one toy. And then in this bin, again, with the cups, if we need them or if we don't need them. In this bin, I have black beans and I have cut up sponges. So I think that this is just so fun to play with. And so even in my experience that I've had throughout field periods and field works is kids love these. So I'm hoping that we can kind of get through some of the sensory aversions that he has. And then even if he has little toys around his house, I could bury them in the beans or again with the rice. And then we can kind of do some of that exploration and then also work with visual, like object permanence and whatnot. So I think that would be really, really cool. So I'm glad that my sister didn't bring these. She's in New York City right now. I'm glad she didn't bring these with her because I could use them here. And then my last one is what I'm most excited about, even though it is a bowl, a towel, and I don't know what you call this, a baster? Turkey baster? So he is at the age now where he could use cause and effect toys. And especially with the cause and effect toys, that is really, really good at honing in the foundations of play participation. So while I was trying to figure this out, I was like, well, he doesn't have the grip to hold a drumstick, so what do I have? So I found a turkey baster, which he can grasp like this, or do the palmer grasp, or we could even do hand over hand if he does have some of the extension. So guard your ears. Great cause and effect toy. And if the parents get annoyed, or if it just becomes too loud for his sensory preferences, I just can put a towel under here and it goes completely away. And not completely away, but it muffles it a lot. I was so excited about this. I was just like, I had an epiphany. So to recap, I have my sensory bins. I have my makeshift drum. I have my visual gazing to help with kind of the strabismus and tracking. Same thing with the music, but a different, so the auditory tracking. And then I have my stress toys here. So thank you so much for listening. This was very fun to create and come up with. So thank you.